Hello, everybody, and welcome back to All the Mods 10. My name is Parabolic, and this is episode 8 of our playthrough. Um, it's been a little while since I've recorded the what would be episode 7. Um, I haven't uploaded it yet, but um, I had started taking on this new, I guess, ideology where it's like I'll try to do a good bit of work and then record sections of it and like go over everything that I did rather than, a 30-minute episode of you watching me make steel or carving out a room. So, but I figured this is a good place for me to kind of, I guess, hit pause on all the work I've been doing and, well, I'm gonna continue what I was doing, but I'll give everybody a quick rundown of what I've done since what would be the last episode. So, a lot has happened. When I turn the camera around, you will notice I have incorporated some trees. So this was what I had said that I was going to do at some point. Also, I'll address this really quick. Um, this goes back, I think, episode 4 or 5, maybe. And I was talking about, like, man, I'm going to end the series because I can't find a way to grow stuff effectively. Well, until I set Creeper Farm, Slime Farm, and I believe Skeleton Farm up, yeah, I think so, to make catalyzing glands where I can get lily pads of fertility, this is just not going to be effective. Simply because I don't have botany pots, so this is slow. I did figure out these pylons, though. These are neat. They don't require power, nothing. But I made a bunch of these sulfur, mystical agriculture, like sulfur plants, because I need sulfur. And it's not fast enough, putting I forget what it is, the fertilized bone meal, this stuff, mystical fertilizer. So with this stuff, it works way better than trying to, or normal bone meal may not work on mystical agriculture plants. I'm not sure, but yeah, I put like 10 on one of them and it didn't work, and so I made the mystical stuff and it grew it because I was just making sure that everything worked. But since I don't have lily pads of fertility, it's fairly slow. But I think you can make this, yeah, the growth accelerators. And I guess it's just prosperity gemstones to make them. But you gotta put it under it, and so I don't really know, because it says range, so I don't know if that means, like, because it says plant above, so it's confusing because it says 18 blocks. I don't know if I put one here, if it applies to all, because see, it says range, and I don't really know what range means. I'll have to test it out, because that might be a better avenue than the lily pads, because I gotta get like nuclear power before I can just start putting a bunch of stuff towards mob slaughter factories. So a lot has happened with the shop. I built the last 3 wind turbines that I needed for the time being, but I went and got a bunch of the archwood saplings, one of each color, and I just kind of randomly planted them around the mystical agriculture stuff. So I don't really know what I want to do in this area yet, like what internal blocks I wanted to do. I definitely wanted to put more foliage on these external bits here and try to, maybe close these gaps up with the archwood leaves. And then I left this open because I want to put the awakening stuff like right in here, and then just like continue this out to here, kind of just keep it going. Given I do understand that like this in no way, shape, or form goes with the style, the theme that I had going, but it was something I thought would look really neat, kind of like magical type. So it's one of them things that may have been cool to, maybe do it off somewhere else, like up here on the hill, out of the way, but I don't really care. I did it anyway. And I planted these huge spruce trees because what I'm going to show you here in a minute, I need a ton of spruce for. So, where we ended last episode, and I'll actually show you. So we'll run over to the meteor real quick. So inside the meteor, I have this set up, and like I was saying, this was a very basic design that I found off of YouTube. Also, you can notice it's not working because it's outside of my loaded chunks, but I don't want to go through the ordeal of trying to get spatial storage set up where I can move it. But basically all this does is it uses an annihilation plane and a storage bus to only harvest the crystals. And New Year's, I went out and I actually left my computer on, standing like right here, and I completely forgot to cut it off when I left. And I come back the next morning and I think I had like 2 or 3 in here. So I was like, okay, this is absolutely pointless. You know, if I had growth accelerators, it probably would be feasible, but I don't. Which, I mean, they're not hard to make. I just know that they eat up a good bit of power from what I remember. So I was like, it's like, I'm pretty sure it's like just outside of my loaded chunks, like from in here, and it already takes a while for them to grow, which is why I did this. And I've done this before, and I'm pretty sure all of these except that one, and I'm pretty sure damage is the last stage. So we'll actually harvest these really quick. So I've got, I think I talked about this. I honestly don't remember. So I got fortune. I kept rerolling, and oh, that one's left too. Okay. And I think with the current setup, the best I could get was fortune 2, which is what I have on this pickaxe. And I'm still still trying to figure out how apotheosis works. So there's that. And so I'm really just waiting for the rest of these buds to grow, where then I can just get the surge quartz blocks. But like out of that, I got almost a stack. So yeah, I'll show you what I did in here. So I have an ME system set up. I kind of slaved away over it and went through the ordeal of getting all of this hooked up. Built some 4K drives, and I tried to move everything that I had from the upstairs like chess monsters into here, and go figure, since these only have 63 different types for each one, there was way more than, see, that's 6, that's a little over 360 different item types. So everything did not fit in here. I think it's 2 double chests I still have full in there that, I mean, I could get some of it in here, but I just haven't got to it yet. So we'll go over what all I've done. Most recent thing I was working on was this, and I think I heard it. Oh, it's full now. Okay. Anyways, so when we last met, I was talking about how I have the full tier 2. I believe this is the tier 2. I forget how they denote it. Yes. So this is a full tier 2 from the purification chamber into the crusher, enriching, and then smelting. I have a ton of sand that is almost finished smelting because I'm tired of running out of glass. So to do tier 3, you add in a chemical injection chamber. Now you can leave it like this, and it's funny because tier 3 is when, it's funny because to me you only add this one machine into the cycle, but you start playing around with chemicals and you have to build the thermal evaporation plants, which I'll show you here in a minute. So this takes hydrogen chloride. So to make hydrogen chloride, you need hydrogen and chlorine. I guess I'll address this real quick. This was what, and this is not fully set up, but this is the last little bit I was doing real quick. So this is a 1-to-1, because I don't believe there's a way you can get more. But it's kind of like, I don't know the proper thing to call it. So essentially, you put cobblestone in here, and it gets enriched, it gets crushed again, and then it gets injected, and you turn cobblestone essentially into sulfur. It's 1 to 1. One cobblestone makes 1 sulfur. It goes cobblestone, gravel, no, yes, cobblestone turns to gravel, gravel turns to flint, flint turns to gunpowder, gunpowder gets injected with hydrogen chloride to make sulfur. So the reason I need sulfur is because to do tier 4, which is all of this here, you need sulfuric acid, and sulfur is the first step in that whole lineage. So I have them bookmarked up here, the machines that I need, but I was going to go through the route of using a PRC and turning coal into sulfur, because you can do it with, I believe it's water and hydrogen, and it outputs oxygen and sulfur. Because I was going to do coal seeds and just get a ton of coal and do it that way. But then I was like, oh, well, sulfur seeds, okay, we'll do it that way. And then it's not growing fast enough, so I'm going to have to address that at some point. But for the time being, a stack of cobblestone will get you a stack of sulfur. So in most cases, and I would assume any other Let's Play or playthrough of any, because I guess this is technically only like my third, but any world that I've ever played, especially this heavily modded, an excess of cobblestone would not be an issue. Well, the issue we run into is that top enchantment right there, otherwise known as Silk Touch. It's helped me a lot in what I'll show you, the base building I've done. But we only have, did I go buy it, or am I that low? See, as you know, I have over 2,300 stone because of Silk Touch, but 15 cobblestone. I have 15 cobblestone. And that's just because everything I've been clearing out was with Silk Touch. Because this pickaxe has unbreaking on it, and my Fortune one does not. So I've been using that, and it's got efficiency on it, so, like, yeah, I'm going to use that pickaxe. I'm not going to go through the ordeal of changing that back to cobblestone. But what I figured was if I can get, I think I got another pickaxe. Yeah, Tombstone Soulbound. So grind that off of there, because I don't really, nope, come on. I don't care for that. Which is, I mean, it'd be nice if it was like a sword or something, but since there's Corral, I don't think there's a reason to have Tombstone Soulbound. So I guess we'll go over chemicals now. So I'll show you what we've done down here. So all the stone, I made a chisel and really prettied up the staircase. So in here, not much has changed. I pretty much upgraded just about everything except my mechanical pipes, which I need to, into advanced. So this is the chemical infuser. We'll actually come back to that. So down here, this is what I've done. So this room, I believe I showed, stopped about here. And it was bland. So I made a bunch of bricks. I love bricks. Put these back here, and I got all these different saplings, and I put them in all these little, like, inset pieces in the wall. And here, I'm not really certain. On one hand, I kind of want to do a staircase down, like for a second floor, or I was thinking a glass pane railing all the way around and have like a little nature exhibit type of thing. You know, some water and some grass, maybe some moss, stuff like that. But yeah, I haven't really made my mind up. I carved it out and moved on. So yeah, I'm still kind of trying to figure out what I want to do with this area. But I kind of am restricting it to one of the two. The only thing that's really kind of holding me back from doing a staircase and then down to a deeper level would be I want to, I guess, construct another building, I guess, in here somewhere. And that's where I want, like, my reactor room to be. Like, have my fission and my fusion reactor near each other. And then, but, see, I've taken this, like, village approach on building. And I don't really think doing, because I'll tell you straight up, I suck at building modern. I cannot make it look good. I've never been able to make it look good. Um, so I don't really know. I might experiment. Um, but also one thing I would like to note is I can't really go into creative on here, like on the Superflat world, and try to experiment with building because every time I try to search something in the creative menu, my game crashes. Also, changing the temperature unit into Fahrenheit on the thermal evaporation plants crashes the game. So, yeah, don't really know how to fix that. I've like looked at the logs, tried to, look for, copy the error into Google and see if any of the forums have the same issue. Couldn't really find anything. Usually it's a mod that's causing the issue, and I tried to remove one, didn't fix it. So, when we get to fusion power, or nuclear power, I think I'll sit and ponder that idea for a minute. But for the time being, we are still running off of good old wind power, which I mean it works for the most part. But as you can see, we're still we're producing hydrogen chloride. Just the only issue is I believe the rate I have the thermal evaporation plant set at can't produce enough right now to keep both of these chemical injection chambers full, especially when they're running at the same time. So that we're slowly going to have to start producing fissile fuel and start trying to get a reactor built, because then that will take the whole reliance off of this away, and then I can start kind of cranking up power generation. So then it's a matter of just getting stuff there quick enough. Um, so yeah, so with this chemical infuser, it mixes chlorine and hydrogen into the hydrogen chloride we use. Um, the hydrogen is just coming from this electrolyte separator setup I have, and it just gets pumped straight to it. And I use that chemical tank here as a buffer. So like if I need to fill up my jetpack or what have you. And you can also upgrade these as they're basic. As you see, I made some of these a factory, and it's just you make the basic. You make where are they at? These basic tier installers. Um, but the thing is, you can't just go from like a normal block to an ultimate. You have to make each one. So, but it's nice rather than having to do. I think you can. Yeah, you can do it this way where you make the atomic alloys and you make the diamonds. But I'm pretty sure this is the same setup, but it just uses a piece of wood. Yes, that's all it is. So it's the same thing, but you don't have to break your machine and then make it. You can just make the tier installer and just shift click it and it upgrades it. So we'll go. I'll show you the rest of the base, and I've also got a little secret I'll share with y'all. So back here is where the thermal evaporation plant is. I had the resistive heater tucked away right here, 120 FE a tick. Oh my god, I always have to hit escape because E will not let me leave this menu. So this is what I was talking about. It makes the water into brine, and it's making almost 4 millibuckets a tick right now. I also have this other one kind of frame set up because this will, where we're at right now, because I can make this another block taller and crank the heat up a pretty good bit. Now, when we get into fusion power, I'll probably have to address either expanding the room and making another one, because this one was what I was going to make my lithium with. And lithium is just taking the brine and pumping it into it again, and you make liquid lithium. So, hold on, let me turn my waypoints off, because them coming up, I know they kind of bother me when I'm trying to look at something and there's just the the waypoint standing in the way. So I want to keep this one kind of here for the time being to make lithium. And like I said, I mean, I can make them a block taller, and if anything, I mean, there's plenty of room above me to make this room taller if I need to, and I could probably repeat this design a block higher where I have plenty of room, but I'll do that when it comes to it. I'm not worried about it right now because I'm running, I think, like just the 2 injection chambers. So you pump the brine out into electrolyte separator, and like I said, you dump the sodium because as you see here, the brine makes sodium and chlorine, and we just need the chlorine because all this is used for is in a fission reactor. You can use sodium instead of water, and I'm not sure if it's better, but you get superheated sodium and you have to cool it in a thermoelectric boiler. And this is so the two ways is you can use a fission reactor with water to generate steam, and the steam you have to build. I get well. So you get the superheated sodium here, and the thermoelectric boiler boils the superheated sodium into steam, and it cools it back down to sodium. Which, if I'm being completely honest, I don't really know. I don't really know how it works in terms of like cooling it down because I've never used this. Now, if it was to be something that would be better production, because I don't know, um, that's what I'm trying to look, because it's steam. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on just a second. Okay, no, yeah, there's still the turbine multi-block. What does it say mechanism advanced? Because it's not. It's fuel this one. Okay, so it's still saying to build the rotor. I'm just trying to see because I don't know if it would be better to go the boiler route. Which, given I've never done the boiler, I've done the steam turbine every time. But if there's decrease fuel consumption, decrease energy production. I don't know if like they've nerfed the fusion reactor because all this stuff has popped up. Increase. I don't really. Oop. Like I said, they may have changed. Yeah, see that's saying using because I do the DT fuel method where yeah, where you can put water in and it makes steam. I've never done that method. It says produce more power. I don't know if that would be better. Yeah, induction matrix. Yeah, it doesn't talk about the boiler and using superheated sodium. Does it address that anywhere here? No. Okay, well, anyways, I'll look into that. I'll have to watch a tutorial on it. But anyways, I'll show you this little, I guess you can call it a access tunnel. So I love the way this come out. I used a bunch of different types of andesite, or two different types of andesite. But it comes out right here, and this is just where I wanted all of my pipes and whatnot to come down. So the other one was right here. This one comes out. I just kind of hit it, made it look similar, but you can kind of notice because there's no way to get that stone slab out of the way. So this is just kind of the access down here, and then also right here is where the secret door comes out. So you can go from the enchantment room. Oh, come on. Alright, don't crush me, don't crush me, don't crush me, don't crush me, don't crush me. Okay. Phew, just got through. And it all connects. So This is what the majority of the bricks were for. Um, and then I could only hide this so much because I inset the walls. So, yeah. So the biggest current thing is sulfur. Like I said, that's why I set this up. So I figure I'll go down the mine somewhere and just get a ton, an absolute ton of cobblestone, where I can put I believe it's an export bus from the ME system on here. I think I have it set up. No, okay, so that would be input. Um, where it inputs uh, the cobblestone in, and then I would take the sulfur out and put it into a chemical oxidizer to then make the sulfur dioxide. So I'm gonna hook that up real quick because I think I can also probably go ahead and make the tier 4 machines. I'm gonna have to make a osmium compressor at some point to get the ultimates, um, the ultimate control circuits and the refined obsidian. Because refined obsidian you can only make in a osmium compressor with osmium refined dust, which this is fun to make because it's diamonds and obsidian. And I don't think I have a lot of obsidian. I think I remember finding, yeah, I have 7. So I'll have to. I think I remember seeing a lava lake. I don't really remember, but let me go down the mine and see if I can find it. Okay, I've also started using the vector setting on the jetpack, and it's nice. Like you can definitely move faster, but it's trying to be very specific about where I want to land is it's a little tricky, to say the least. I'm gonna block this water up where I can get this, and I guess I'll break this one first, which I need to make a magnet. I keep telling myself I need to make a magnet, and I haven't. Okay, I'm gonna break the one. I guess I need to make this to deep slate. No, I don't want to do that. There we go. Okay. It should come. There we go. Cool. So that's a stack. Awesome. Alright. I'll go back. I guess we'll sleep real quick. Cool. Okay. So I believe I need to crush the obsidian first. So I'll work on this real quick and we'll get some refined obsidian and some ultimate alloys. Okay, so I made the crystallizer, the washer, and the distillation chamber. You actually get a neat achievement, most bang for your buck, making all 3 of them. We got some atomic alloys now, plenty of obsidian dust. I forget, every time you crush one, it makes 4. I forgot about that. I don't think I have anything running in the juicer. Nope. Okay. So I also made this little like staircase. It doesn't really. Come on. It doesn't really fit. Well, let's do this. There we go. That's a little better. Kind of all looks the same, but anyways. So that's what this was. So the order, if I remember, is dissolution chamber, washer, and a crystallizer. So yes. And so that outputs there. Item I forget it's a technically a gas. So items, output, chemicals. Here we are, and then a washer. Click on that. Output, and then I believe these are both water and whatever slurries. This would be fluids. So if I keep the power going that way, do that, and then I'll need a water line, which will probably be there, and then another one. Oh my goodness, okay. Okay, output. Excuse me. And then the chemical dissolution chamber. And items, clear that, because it'll be that side. Chemicals. Doesn't have a fluid. Oh, I guess that's considered a gas as well. There we go. Okay, we'll keep running power on the bottom. Okay, and then this needs sulfuric acid. This will be put there. Output, input. Okay, I believe that's set up correctly. Cool. So this is still the 3. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to. Oh, I'm gonna have to remember how to do the logistical sorter method that I did. Yeah, that ought to be fun. So I'm gonna have to run that down. Nothing up here comes for water. And we'll break this. Which doesn't help at all. And it comes up to there. Do these connect? They do, but I can't tolerate that. If they don't properly connect, there's no way. That one should do the trick. And we'll do this. And I'm gonna break these. Here we are. And then okay, it's got water. So the other one would be the slurry you bring in, and then this is the sulfuric acid line. Okay. I guess I'll need to clear some of this stuff out. Alright, I will work on that real quick, and we will be back. Okay, so I've got these 3 machines made, and this completes the tier 4, I guess quest line, more or less. So now I can move into Mechanism Advanced, or they call it Mechanism Reactors now. So this will be like the new quest line I go to follow. But anyways, I guess the last thing that I'll touch on is, so this is making sulfur. So we have to oxidize that sulfur. You can't just have sulfur. You gotta have sulfur dioxide. Sorry. That was kind of like a mix between, I guess, a burp and, honestly, I don't really know. So, this one tends to be a tad finicky. So, this needs a logistical transporter. So, pulls from there, pushes to there. Then we have, I forget, that thing just sounds like that. Alright, and then it needs power. So, eject is on, that's input, and chemicals, it wants it out, no, okay, so wait, what's it, so that's saying it's the front, okay, so, this needs to come out the back. There we are, sulfur dioxide. Okay. So now we need, I believe what we're aiming for here is sulfuric acid. So, where's it at? Sulfur dioxide, so you need water vapor to make sulfur trioxide. No, oxygen. And then it's the water, okay, so now it appears I need to make more. I don't know. Ugh, we do not have a lot left. And then, yeah, I'll take what we had left. Okay. And then, add those in. So then, oxygen line. Am I gonna be able to get? Yeah, I can come right here. So oxygen, and then that needs to mix. So sulfur. Ooh, I actually need another one then. Right? Or am I missing something here? It's sometimes hard to follow. So I need to infuse it with oxygen, and then infuse it again. Okay, so I need another chemical infuser. Oh, awesome. And which? Have that make those real quick. What was I missing? I think I don't have any. I'm pretty sure we're also out of steel. Okay. I'm running pretty low on osmium. I don't think I have much iron left. I need to go mining, if I'm being completely honest. Ooh, okay. How much do we have? 18? Okay. I'm gonna make 16 then. That means I need 4 enriched. Huh, 1 short. Shocker. Enrich that real quick. This should be done soon. Okay, I'll be back when I have the second infuser made. That was an oversight. Okay, welcome back. And we're right here at the 40-minute mark, so this is when I'll start wrapping it up. But, so this is the full Tier 4 done. So all I did was, so we had the oxidizer into the chemical infuser, and this is taking the sulfur dioxide from the sulfur, get it here with oxygen, and you make sulfur trioxide. Then you just have to run a water line to a, let me think loud, to a a rotary condensator, I think it's condensator, I don't really know how to say that. Anyways, turns water into water vapor, and then you pump the water vapor into another infuser with your sulfur trioxide, and lo and behold, you get sulfuric acid. And that is the main thing to use for this. It's what pretty much all of it relies on. Is so what happens is you put ore in here, raw ore, 3 to be specific, and it has to be in multiples of 3. So you have to, what I do is, you might be able to do it with export buses, I don't really know, but what I do is I typically take a barrel and put one of these things on there, logistical sorters, and you can specify to send 3 items. I gotta figure out how to do it again, but because if you let a stack is a 64, it's not a multiple of 3, so you'll have 1 left over, and it gets stuck in here, I believe, because you have the last little bit of clean slurry, and it's not enough, because I believe this turns it into multiples of 5, but it's a 3 to 10, so you put 3 raw ore in, you get 10 ingots out, so it gets really nice when later on, when I'll get into fissile fuel production, when you take 3 raw uranium and turn it into 10, it's very helpful. So, but yeah, that's oh, I forget I have hover on. So that's a full tier 4 setup right there. So I'll probably run this down and just like stick a barrel like right here and put a logistical sorter where I can then run it up to there, and then it makes the loop, comes down here, and I gotta go get a ton of iron and a ton of coal, to be honest with you. At some point we're gonna need to do all the modium stuff, because going to the mining dimension is so much, it's light years better than trying to mine here. So I'll have to, I think, did I get a nature's compass? Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. So I can find a, whatchamacallit at some point. So, also, one thing I want to see is, do these work the way I think they do? Come on. I hate that it does that. No, okay. I know there's one of the panels you can make where it displays like an item, and I don't really remember which one it is. I think it's a viewing terminal. It may just be no, not a terminal. It may not have it anymore, but I remember you could, I don't remember. No, hold on. There was something I vividly remember you could put it up and it would tell you like how many items were in a, where are the terminals? Is all this stuff listed under a different? Oh no, they're right here. I just couldn't see them. Panel, storage bus, storage monitor, I believe is what it is. Yeah, I think it's this. Yes, the storage monitors. Okay. I knew. I was like, I remember doing this. The only reason. Well, actually, I'll do that real quick. Is I want to I wanted to make sure, or like keep up with how much um, cobblestone is in the system. And the only reason being is since I have it set up on um, the sulfur uh, production here, I don't want to like run out inadvertently, and then you have to deal with that. Which I don't really think running out of cobblestone is the biggest mishap in the world, but it's one of those things like if you need to craft something relatively basic with where's that with cobblestone, and it's like the only thing you don't have is cobblestone. Like that's, to me, that would be annoying. Oh my god. How do you make the wrench? I'm tired of this. They even changed the way wrenches look. Okay, now we're cooking. So there we go. So you can watch this. I'll take it a second, I suppose. I don't think these... Okay, we watch one happen right there. Yes, so it'll tick down. So, like if this gets like under 100 or what have you, I'll go get some more. But yeah, so that is awesome. We got a full tier 4 setup, and yeah, and it was nice being able to do this because in ATM9 I could do mystical agriculture to solve the sulfur problem I had. I just didn't. So I'd manually had to put coal in a PRC every time I wanted to make sulfur, so it got old. But being able to, somewhat autonomously make sulfur is very nice. So with all of this stuff running, one thing I want to see, is it drawing yet? Yes. Okay. So 5, and that's not even everything running, because I don't even have it producing anything. And I have 3.5 stacks of osmium that needs to be produced. So what do I know it takes a ton of steel. I know that's okay, so it's just the casings. I don't know how much lead we have, if I'm being completely honest. 82. Yeah, I never usually have a lot. But it's everything pretty much requires lead and steel. And then these, it's just more steel. So, yeah, I'll have to get a ton of iron. But with this, I might, for the time being, just double down and build 5 more. I don't know if that would counteract it, if I could get to where I'm producing more than that. But yeah, well, I'll have to address the power situation soon, because you can only make a buffer so big. But yeah, just the thing, and probably next time I'll record an episode is I'll wait till I can I'll build enough wind generators where this is somewhat self-sustainable, and where I can I just have a ton of iron and a ton of coal where I can make the fission reactor and the turbine, so we can start getting some better power. And I've seen like large oh my god, large deposits of uranium down in the mine. So hopefully that'll at least help us get started. But yeah, and I'll probably try to work on the base some between now and then. So, but anyways, as we approach the 50-minute mark, goodness gracious, I would like to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.